should get started.
All right. Well, hello, Fort Georgians. My name is Corey, and I work at Montana Wild.
My name is Matt. I'm here with the Montana Discovery Foundation.
And welcome to your Adopt a Species Virtual Assembly.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, you wanna jam. Hey, yo, what you gonna do? Hey.
Matt. Oh, no, not again, you guys. Matt.
Sorry, Corey. I just get so excited about Adopt a Species, and the music that you pick is always great for this.
I know.
So we're here, we're doing an Adopt a Species assembly. It's such a great opportunity to learn about all the cool animals that we have. We have so many cool animals to learn about. I mean, there's like wolverines and bears.
Yeah, and owls and otters.
And sharks and tigers.
Yeah. No, Matt, this is just Montana animals.
You're right. It looks like we have a technical difficulty. There is somebody who cannot hear us out there.
Uh-oh. So one class can't hear us. Raise your hand if you can hear us. Okay,
Right.
so that might be an isolated technological incident. Okay. All right, so we will carry on here. Matt, you were saying sharks and tigers. No, those don't live in Montana. Adopt a
No.
Species is about Montana animals.
Well, that's a good point. So there's probably a handful of kids out there at Fort Georgians that don't know anything about Adopt a Species. So maybe you should fill them in.
Well, you guys, Adopt a Species is the best. It's a habitat education program. And for over 25 years, it's been teaching students just like you at Fort Georgians about Montana's animals and the habitats that they rely on.
That's really cool. And, learning about habitats is one of my favorite things to do. In fact, I've been learning so much about habitats lately that I even learned a song about habitats.
Matt, I also learned a song about habitats.
Really?
Yes. Do you think we learned the same song?
I would guess we probably did. I mean, how many songs about habitats could there be?
Yeah, that's true. Do you think the students at Fort Georgians want to hear our habitat song?
Probably not. I
You
don't
guys
know.
raise your hand if you want to hear our habitat song.
Oh,
Okay, that is a
I
lot of
see some
hands.
up.
I think we should play our song.
Well, it is a good thing that I brought my guitar.
Wow, what a coincidence.
All right.
5, 6, 7, 8. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Have to have a habitat to carry on. Hey, we sound pretty
They
good.
do sound good.
What's your favorite habitat, Matt?
Ooh, my favorite habitat is the forest.
The forest.
The forest is a habitat, a very special habitat. It's where the biggest trees are at. It's where a bear can scratch his back. It keeps the ground from rolling back. Keeps the aquifers intact. The forest is a habitat that we depend on. A habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Have to have a habitat to carry on. Do you know my favorite habitat? What's your favorite habitat?
The river.
Ooh, you have a verse about rivers?
Sure do. The river is a habitat, a very special habitat. It's where the freshest water's at for people, fish, and muskrats. When the people dump their trash, the river takes the biggest rap. The river is a habitat that we depend on. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Have to have a habitat to carry on. Everybody! Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Habitat, habitat, have to have a habitat. Have to have a habitat to carry on. Wow, we
Nice
crushed
job.
it. Nice moves out there at Fort Georgians. And you guys, I could sing about habitats all day because they're just so important. It's where animals can find all of the food, water, shelter, and space that they need to survive.
Yeah, and here in Montana, we have so many great habitats. We just learned about rivers and forests, but there's also mountains and grasslands. With all these cool places to live, I don't know how all of our animals know what habitat is best for them.
You know, Matt, it's funny you say that because I have been studying very hard to get my wildlife real estate license.
Wildlife real estate license?
Yes.
Corey, what does that even mean?
Well, it means I'm working to find the perfect home or habitat for every animal in Montana.
Every animal?
Yes.
Wow, that's ambitious.
I know.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I actually have some animal friends that are looking for new homes here in Montana.
Oh my gosh.
Do you think maybe you could help them?
I mean, I think I could at least try.
Okay, should I go get
Yes,
them?
go get them. Go
Okay,
get them.
all right.
Oh my gosh, you guys, my first wildlife real estate clients. I'm very nervous. I better try to look professional here. Good thing I have this blazer. Got a clipboard. Okay, send in my first client, please. Hey, it's a buffalo.
Actually, I'm a bison.
Oh, sorry.
Bill.
Sorry, Bill the bison. So thank you for trusting me with your habitat needs. We're going to start with a few questions, okay?
Okay.
So you're a pretty big guy, so I'm assuming you're going to need a lot of space.
Oh, yeah. I need a lot of room to roam.
Okay, let me look at my current listings here. Lot of room. Oh my gosh, you cannot find more room than this listing. And the views are gorgeous. I call it Ocean View Estates. What do you guys think? Perfect for a bison, right? No.
No, I don't think so. There's a lot of water in that picture. I'm not a water buffalo. I can't swim that well.
Okay, that's a fair point. So too much water. Well, let's talk local cuisine. What do you like to eat? Do you eat a lot of plants?
Oh, yeah. I eat lots of plants, mostly grasses, but I need to eat a lot of plants. Almost 11 hours a day I eat to keep me strong and healthy.
Wow, that is a lot of plants. Let's see here. Oh, you can't find more plants anywhere than this listing. The jungle. I have a tree house way up in the top of the rainforest. What do you think? Perfect for a bison tree house? No, what? What do you think?
No, I can't climb up there in the trees with my hooves. And besides, it's too hot in the jungle. And I'd be too sweaty with my big coat. And I don't think there's any jungle in Montana. I'd like to stay local if you don't mind.
Okay, fair, fair. So, okay, not too hot, not too many trees, lots of plants in Montana. Geez. Oh, I've got it. The grasslands. You could live out on the prairie, right?
Oh, yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of place bison have lived for thousands of years. I'd love to get back to my grassy roots.
Perfect. Well, I'll get this paperwork going and we'll get you back out on the grasslands before you know it.
Okay, guess I better pack my bag to hit the old dusty trail.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Bison. Yes, my first happy client. Thank you so much for all your help, you guys. All right, let's see. Time for my next client. Send the second client in, please. Hey, I know you. You're a beaver.
Ah, wise guy, huh?
Hi, Mr. Beaver. How are you?
Are we gonna make small talk all day or are we gonna talk business? I'm busy here.
Okay, yeah, busy as a beaver. I understand. So let's jump right in with some questions. So first of all, what is your favorite food?
I thought we were here talking real estate, not eats. What's food got to do with it?
Well, I want to make sure you live next to all your favorite places to eat.
All right, all right. Well, I am a vegetarian, an herbivore, you might say. I can't eat any junk food. You know, I got to stay strong and healthy so I can build all my dams.
Okay, herbivore noted. And yeah, tell me more about your work. What's with these dams you're always building?
Corey, dams are essential for us beavers. They allow us to back up the water so we can build our lodges. We keep our food under the water and it keeps us safe from predators. You know, we work hard, but we also work smart.
Ooh, okay. Waterfront property. Love that. So let me make sure I have all this straight. So I'm thinking anywhere with a lake, river, stream would be great habitat for a beaver like you. You live with a large group, so you'll need a lot of square footage and vegetation, herbivore. So trees, shrubs are a must. And am I correct? You're just looking to buy a property and you're going to be doing all the building yourself, right?
Absolutely. Once we find the perfect property, me and my team will get to work. Once we back up all that water, we can create homes for all sorts of creatures like fish and birds, and even moose come to me when they want a cool place to live. We add a lot of value to the neighborhood. I'm kind of a big deal,
Wow. Well, I know my clients will be thrilled to hear about this development.
All right. Are we about done here? I got to go repair a retaining wall upriver. Huh?
Okay, yes, busy as a beaver. You get out of here and we'll be in touch, okay?
I'll catch you later, kid.
Wow, I think I have some happy wildlife real estate clients, a bison and a beaver. That's a good start.
Hello, Corey.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, I just saw my friends outside and they're thrilled. It sounds like you've been learning a lot about this wildlife real estate stuff.
Wow, I really have been. I have learned that it is a lot of work to find a perfect habitat for an animal. You have to think about food and shelter and water and how big they are and how many animals they live with and their adaptations. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be asking all of you out at Four Georges to do this year with the theme for Adopt a Species.
Yeah, this year's Adopt a Species theme is Habitat Hunters.
So just like Corey, you're going to have to think through all of the things that you need to design the perfect habitat for your adopted species.
Yeah, and it won't always be easy. You'll have to ask really good questions and do good research, but your teachers are there to help and your librarian and people like Matt and I as well.
Now, Corey, I was thinking while I was outside that last year you brought in this really cool live bird to share with the students. Did you do that again this year?
Matt, I did not bring a live bird this year.
Oh, man, that's so disappointing. I mean, it's like the best part of the assembly. What are we gonna do?
I'm so sorry, kids, but you know what? I did bring a real life herpetologist.
What you gonna do? Hey, what you gonna do?
Get her.
What you gonna do? Party people in the house, let's go. It's your boy JT. So pass that thing, watch me flip behind my back. You know one stay.
Hello, hi, Matt.
Oh, hello. Are you the herpetologist? Did I say that right?
You got it right. I'm a herpetologist, which means I study snakes.
Ooh, snakes. You didn't bring a snake, did you?
Funny you should ask. I think I have one right here.
Oh!
Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Well, this is not a real snake. This is a model of a rattlesnake, which is a native snake here in Montana. And I did bring a snake with me today. I love studying snakes, learning about their habitats. Would you guys like to be able to see a snake today? A live snake? Ooh, I see some hands. Okay, I'll go grab one. All right, I don't know if you've ever had a chance to see a snake like this in the wild. This is the northern rubber boa. And if you can see this particular snake, its head right here is about the same shape of its tail. In fact, I can get a little closer if that helps. Here I come. All right, let's take a good look at our ambassador snake today. You see that head? My goodness, I think they're sticking their tongue out at you. And here is the tail. And one of the cool things about the rubber boa is that it uses the similarity between the head and the tail to trick its prey. It'll burrow into a little hole of a mouse. It will see a little nestling with a bunch of baby mice, and it'll distract that mama mouse with the tail. And while that's happening, it will grab the little mice from its head. So I think that's pretty ingenious that this particular snake has found a way to use one of its adaptations, something special about the snake, to be able to get its prey. It's called a rubber boa, and you're probably wondering maybe how it got that name. Don't you think its skin looks a lot like rubber? It does, and that's because it has very small scales and it looks very shiny. If you were able to hold this snake right now, it would feel very smooth and cool to the touch, like a lot of snakes. And trust me, this rubber boa is really enjoying wrapping around my hand, because my hand on this cold day is actually pretty warm. I found out by doing my research that these rubber boas can live 26 years in captivity. You believe that? 26 years? However, in the wild, where they're responsible for getting their own food, it's going to be a lot shorter than that, probably 5 to 6 years. Another cool thing about this snake that they've known is that if it's in captivity and can live that long time, it will only reproduce once every 4 years. Can you believe that? Snakes are super important because they help keep populations of rodents down. If we didn't have snakes, we would probably lose a lot of the grain, a lot of the things that we need in order to survive. So they really keep things in balance. Well, I'm going to stop talking right now, and I bet you kids have a lot of great questions you want to ask about this rubber boa. Feel free to have your teacher put them in the chat. And I'm going to give you guys about 1.5 minutes or so to put them in the chat, and then we'll answer some of those questions. The snake kind of whined its way around me.
"30 more seconds to get your questions in the chat."
Great questions, you guys. So someone in Mrs. Bunn's class asked, does the rubber boa bite? And the answer to that is no. The preferred method for taking its prey, you probably know because you know about boa constrictors, is they'll wrap around that prey and they'll suffocate it, and then they will ingest it. They'll open up those long, big jaws and be able to swallow it whole. And so, no, I'm not worried about this snake biting me. How old is it? Somebody wants to know from Mrs. Stout's class. And what kind of terrain does it live in? We know that we've had this snake here at Montana Wild for 6 years. And I hope it will be around for many more years. Do you guys remember I said they can live up to 26 years in captivity? Probably not as long when they have to fend for themselves in the wild. It will live under rocks and leaves, and you would want to be looking for this snake, not this time of year. Boy, I don't think you'll find a cold-blooded snake out on the snow today. You're going to see it hibernating right now, and it'll come out in about March in these parts of the world. And as soon as they come out, they'll mate and they'll have their young in the fall. Good question again from Mrs. Bunn's class. Is it similar to other boas that wrap around and strangle its prey? You got it. And where you can find the rubber boa, I would be looking under rock slopes in some places. The cool thing about the rubber boa is that in Montana, you'll find it at very many elevations. So even higher elevations than you'd find like rattlesnakes, you'll find the rubber boa. They don't like being in super, super hot places. So again, though, you're going to find them under rocks, under leaves. And how big it gets, that's a great question for Mrs. Stout's class again. They will get about this big. This is full grown. This is not a baby. This is a full grown rubber boa. I don't know if we've gotten through most of our questions. I think we have. Oh goodness, we have more. How much does it eat every day? I know it would like a mouse or two a day. And so this little guy gets his food to him at Montana Wild, but they would be out on their own trying to do that. And you are correct on the color from our last question from the bunts. It is definitely this type of color. They're usually lighter colored when they're born, but is very difficult to differentiate the male and the female. Oh, do you guys know that Mrs. Branting's class is learning about plant selection? Did snakes from thousands of years ago look like this? I honestly don't know that question off the top of my head, so I think that would be a good one to research. We do know that snakes have been part of our Montana ecosystem for many, many years. We also know that this landscape has been impacted by glaciers. And so that would probably impact the type of habitat that you would have. So during those years where we had glaciers, I wouldn't expect to see many snakes. I hope you guys learned a lot about your snakes. I hope some of you grow up to be herpetologists. It is a wonderful area of study, and we need to know more about snakes in Montana. So thank you so much, and thanks for letting me see my friend, the northern boa.
Wow. How cool to meet a real life herpetologist and a real rubber boa, a native Montana snake. I don't know if we'll ever see Matt again. He was pretty scared, but oh, there he is. Hi, Matt.
Is the snake gone?
The snake is gone, but hey, you know, it's okay to be afraid of snakes, but we just learned they're very important to Montana's ecosystem. So hopefully you can appreciate them a little bit.
Well, that might be true, but snakes aren't my favorite. So I hope the kids out there at Four Georgians appreciated the snake.
Me too.
Well, I just wanted to come back and thank you all for spending some of your afternoon with us. You know, we're so busy doing these programs. We got a lot more schools that we got to get to. So yeah, I think we should wrap it up.
Hello, we haven't even talked about what their adopted species is this year.
Right. You know, the snake just distracted me.
Yeah, I
Couldn't
guess
keep it
so.
together.
But
So-
you know, here's the thing. I don't even know what their adopted species is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So I had an idea because I assumed that you didn't know what their adopted species was.
Okay.
And I was thinking, since you are such a great wildlife real estate expert now, that maybe I could give you a few clues and see if you can guess.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, I guess the first thing I should ask is, what does their species like to eat?
Ooh, so this particular species is definitely a specialist, which means they eat primarily one thing.
Eat one thing? It's gotta be an anteater.
No, Corey, these are Montana animals.
Oh,
They're not
yeah.
going to adopt an
I told
anteater.
you that, right? I should know that.
You should know that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, where do they like to hang out or live?
Ooh, well, they really need to live near water. That is very
Ooh.
important for their habitat.
Okay, so it's gotta be an otter.
Ooh, not quite. You're getting closer, but this is not a mammal. It's actually a bird. And I'll give you one more hint.
Okay.
This time of year, when it's getting cold and that water starts to freeze up, they can't find very good habitat in Montana. So they actually have to go down south where it's warmer to keep hunting their prey.
Don't they call that migration?
That's true. That's
Okay,
what they
so
call
it's a
it.
bird that migrates and really only eats one thing. I know what it is for sure.
Are you ready? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
do
Are
you think
ready
we
to
should tell them? Okay, this year, your adopted species is the osprey.
Osprey.
All in your waist, what's up? Just feel the bass. Drop it, lock it down the room. Shake it quick and space the room. Just work that body.
adopted species. I love osprey. And, there's even a pair of osprey that nest right here in Helena every single year.
That's over by Montana Wild.
Yeah, right by
Yeah.
Montana
Mhm.
Wild.
Well, I don't think we'll be seeing them this time of year, but
No.
maybe in the spring, the Fort Georgian kids can go and check that out.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I'm so excited to see what you learn about osprey and their habitats and to see what you come up with for your art and writing contest later this year.
Yeah, and keep your eyes out because there's going to be another video from me and Corey all about adopted species coming up later on this winter.
Yeah, maybe even our herpetologist friend will make an appearance.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
We'll see, I guess. Okay, well, thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for having us and have a great weekend coming up. Bye.
The ocean is a habitat, a very special habitat. It's where the deepest water's at. It's where the biggest mammals at. It's where our future food is at. It keeps the atmosphere intact. The ocean is a habitat that we depend on. A habitat, habitat, have, a habitat, 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 have, a habitat, 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 have, a habitat. You have to